ARIA the Masterpiece Volume 6 Review. Please note that this review contains spoilers for ARIA the Masterpiece Volume 6. ARIA the Masterpiece is a manga series by Kosei Amano which tells the story of Akari Mizanashi, a young man who was training on one of the apprentice gondoliers, referred to as Dandiz, in the city of Neo Venetia, which is covered by oceans. And the narrative itself takes place at the 24th century with Neo Venetia being a sea on the planet Aqua, formerly known as Mars. Neo Venetia is also based in Venice, the city's architectural style being a harbor city with narrow canals and plenty of reliance and gondolas for revel. Volume 6 continues the story of main party goddess Akari, an apprentice gondolier who is working her way towards becoming a full-fledged prima. Last week we saw Akari's close friend, Aika, change her approach and her hairstyle grow as a person, which Alice tries to find her place. With her prayers, and Akari continues to make friends and acquaintances with the citizens of Neo Venetia with some fantastical happiness occurring in the process. The volume opens with Akari and the President Arya taking a morning ride, getting all the Neo Venetia to themselves before encountering Alicia, who proposes they were designed at the King in Palida, numerous wooden poles that do not do the surface of Neo Venetia's water, which are used to tie gondolas too. Also using that she will eventually retire and Akari will take her place as a mentor. It's a reflection in how times are changing. During the Palini will remain as new as Akari gives it. All in the memories of their time spent together. A later chapter in this volume also provides some nice backstory from many of the supporting players who grew up in Neo Venetia, as well as young Akatsuki, Al, and Woody, playing at a large side formation, while encountering a tomboy Shakira and Alicia, and forming a rivalry. This comes as the group end up meeting during a lunching outing, and sheds some nostalgic light onto who drove these characters into the eventual career paths, but also how they interact in the present. Akari feels left out for the nostalgic reminiscence, missing the Neo Venetia things go around and around, going around Aqua before meeting again, but that she doesn't fit into this circle. Akira, however, reassures her that she is indeed now part of the circle, perhaps more significantly than she realizes. Another rather poignant chapter comes from a study session where Akari visits Aika's dorm, but the duo starts discussing potential nicknames if they were to become two of the new water fairies, a title given to the most accomplished Undines. Aika realized that the intention that she thought she was receiving for other students earlier was actually bitterness directed at her mentor, Akira, due to her outward-going nature. Akari takes the opportunity to reinforce to the two that the world become an Undine is an all smiles. It is built on the backbone of fierce competition, with those at the very top often facing ire from those who would never reach their level. She provides an analogy of a wedding gone wrong, where the bride faced bloody on her own cake, with everyone, herself included, subsequently focusing on this one moment, as opposed to the 99% of the wedding that went perfectly. The theme of times being good and get used to it as a new normal tie into the early chapter as Akari becomes saddened at the prospect of change and losing her mentor, and also learns her to keep accepting good and bad without letting her it becomes the new normal. Another Akari focused chapter sees her and Athena trying to give Alicia with a present for her second birthday. The in-world calendar spans 24 months instead of 12, leading to people giving each other an additional birthday for fun, but failing to do so due to her busy schedule. It puts focus on how being the three water fairy seems like a unified effort, but actually the three barely spend time together, which saddens Akari and showcases how she harkens back to simpler times. Akari, being who she pushes for the three to meet by any means necessary, and they set off. Only they eventually encounter Alicia taking some important clients across the channels, and to brief, the three water fairies reunite, and it's very touching to see. Akari gets the opportunity to do something different as she volunteers a role on the traghetto, a form of transport that passengers stand on rather than sit, and which requires two to the maneuver here. She met several new characters, including Atora and Ansu for Orange Planet, and Ayubu for Himiya Company. Akari learns of the strict mentoring that they face when they see Anzu being in a gloomy mood, having recently failed her Prima exam. Jungshi soon perks up and he's determined to succeed the next time. Akari gets the hang of this quickly and assists Anzu, convincing Atora not to give up her dreams in the protecting exam, despite the toughness of examiners, and that there's no such thing as too late. Touching and again showcases how Akari can positively influence those around her. He never feels forced, nor does Akari feels like a product goddess who can do no wrong or is spotless. A fast 15 chapter explores the Christmas period, which leads on the 6th of January, known as Epifani, but casts a great focus on the legend of La Palfena, an old woman who gives treats and toys to good children and cold to the bad ones. Alice becomes torn as she stops believing in the legend, so Athena dresses up as La Befana and leads Alice on a journey to the land of bubbles. Just for a night, she's treated like a princess, and was put the outcome where the butler was quite self-aware. The fight concludes with the insight of Alicia's calm demeanor as a hurried company, wondering why she never raises her voice or gets angry. Alice ends up getting some alone time with her and learns her reasonings that perhaps an ARIA others to learn better for being guided for their wrongs than the right way. Versus being scolded for their mistakes, as Alicia puts it, all they can do is become as close to stalkery as possible, experience her challenges and failures alongside her. It's a lovely way to close this volume, which has been focused on such themes throughout. There are also two bonus chapters here, one dealing with horoscopes and the other detailing the early days of the ARIA company. Their inclusion to provide some nice backstory and lighter comments. Translation for ARIA the Masterpiece was once again carried out by Katie Kimura, who worked on previous volumes and does a solid job of preserving both the characters' personalities and the various explanations of the story and its lore. It's also again worth noting that ARIA the Masterpiece was recently reprinted like for the final time, via a commission by Right Stop based on the demand by those who were either missing volumes or wanted to have the entire story in their library. This is how the volume was obtained for review. Overall, ARIA the Masterpiece Volume 6 is more low-key to its approach to storylines, turning us into the more fantastical side of the world of New Venetia and focusing instead on the themes of change and self-improvement, which has some hints of romance and process making for a more introspective read. 8 out of 10.